Tang sarvabhuta hridayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vinay Aparadalakshay Chaktascha Kamari Tarang Kripamai Tvam Sharanam Prapadyam Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tambina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Charanantike Angashamalim Chatabirabhito Mandi Kritendivaram Jadyam Jagurarochi Sambhagaratam Bhaktambarasya Shriya Vrindaranya Nivasinam Hridila Sattamabhiramodaram Radha Skanda Niveshito Jalapucham Dhyayamadamodaram Dhyayamadamodaram Kripayati Yadi Radha Padita Sheshabadha Kimavaram Vashishtam Pushtimaryadayorme Yadi Vadati Chakinchit Smeraha Soditasrir Dvijavaramani Panktya Mukti Shoktya Tadakim Shama Sundara Shikanda Shekara Smeraha Samurali Manohara Radhikara Sikamam Kripanite Swapriya Charana Kinkari Karo Prananatha Vrishabhanu Nandini Sri Mukhabjara Salola Satapada Radhika Paritale Kritastitam Tam Bhajami Rasikendra Shekhar Sambhadaya Dashane Trinam Vivo Parthaye Brajamahendra Nandana Astu Mohantavati Ballabha Janma Janmani Mariswari Priya. First I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudevs, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. To Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, and to our grandfather Guru Sri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all of his divine associates, and to all the assembled devotees. We're continuing in pursuance of Srila Gurudev's example. We're continuing our hearing of Sri Damodarastakam. O Prabhu, you're not a book. You are Damodar yourself. You are his mother yourself. You are all your associates yourselves. So please, all of you, be merciful unto us and shower upon us your mercy, that we can realize what you're trying to tell us, and that we can be completely ignoring of the illusory energy. Vadam, there's 4. Vadam deva moksham na moksham padimba Nachanyam praneham vade sadapiya idam te bapa tagopala balam sadame manasya virastam kemanyai. O supremely effulgent and playful divinity, I do not ask you for freedom from mortal suffering, the fourth of human goals, which is mukti. Nor do I ask for the ultimate limit of freedom, which is residence in Vaikuntha, the abode of extraordinary, concentrated happiness. Nor do I seek any other boon from you, even attaining bhakti characterized by Shravan, Kirtan, etc., even though, as the supreme benefactor, you can easily grant all benedictions. O Lord of my life, may your beautiful form as Bal Gopal, a little coward boy, in Braj, always remain visible within my heart. I have no use for any benediction other than this. There may be some strange or unusual features about what you just heard, so we'll be hearing the explanation from Srila Sanatana Goswami. Up until this point, Sri Satyavrat Muni has been praising Sri Bhagavan as describing the supremacy of his unique characteristics. Now in verse 4, beginning with Varam, and in verse 5, he's praying to obtain his most cherished objects. O Deva means either O supremely effulgent divinity, or O Lord, who always loves to perform certain charming pastimes. Here, Vada Ishat, Api, means even though you can grant me any benediction, I don't want liberation. I don't want the supreme liberation of entering the Vaikuntha planets, which are imbued with supreme concentrated bliss. Nor do I want bhakti imbued with Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Now that's strange that he doesn't want that. Let's find out why. And the lowest of them, I don't want liberation from mortal suffering. So here's the explanation why he said he doesn't want bhakti characterized by Shravanam, Kirtanam, etc. The words anyancha, others also, can be understood to mean either the other benediction attained by performing the celebrated ninefold system of devotional service, Navada Bhakti, beginning with the process of Shravanam, or simply any other attainment generally considered worth asking for or considered superior by others. However, considering the word iha in this place, the meaning is, because I am in Vrindavan, I don't have the slightest desire to accept all these benedictions. In other words, he doesn't want Vaidhi Bhakti, he wants Raganuga Bhakti. Here, the progressive superiority of the three benedictions is self-evident. The superiority of residence in Vaikuntha is higher than moksha, and the superiority of the performance of Navada Bhakti, the celebrated ninefold system, is even superior to that. This is also described in the following verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kaman bhavasva vijanaya nirasuna sach cheto lavidyadinu te padayo rameta vachas chanas tulasi swad yadi te nangri soba puryeta te gunagunar yadi karna randra. Third canto. Sri Sanat Kumar and the other Kumars prayed, O Lord, if, because of the offense we made by cursing your devotees, Jai and Vijay, we have to take birth in an extremely condemned species, or even in hell, no harm. As long as our hearts and minds, like bees, are immersed in relishing the sweetness of serving your lotus feet. Our words are made beautiful by glorifying you, just as tulsi leaves are beautified when they're offered at your feet, and our ears are eternally filled with the description of your transcendental qualities. Then we don't care about where we take birth, because isn't it that even if we're in heaven, if we're not glorifying Krishna and we're not immersed in him, then it might as well be hell. And that's what Ambrish Maharaj said too. If I offend Rasa Muni by eating before he gets back, then I'll go to hell. But if I offend Bhakti by going over the Paran time, then I'll lose my Bhakti, and that's much worse. When Gurudev was in the hospital, one mother came to him very disturbed, and she said, my son is in critical condition here. Can you bless him with good health? So Gurudev commented, she was so foolish. Oh, no, do you want bhakti or do you want good health? I'll take good health. So she was so foolish that she doesn't realize that if she has bhakti, everything else follows automatically. Like if your $100 problem is solved, then your $10 problems are automatically solved. Regardless of where one resides, as a result of his actions, even in hell, once he has attained final perfection or prema bhakti, by appropriately performing the limbs of Navada Bhakti, such as Shravana, he always experiences the fulfillment of residing in Vaikuntha. So Krishna said, he asked Satyavrata Muni, well, if you don't want any of these, then what do you want? To this question, the sage replies, O Master, may your Bal Gopal form in Vrindavan, which I have just described, always remain manifest in my heart, although you are present as the Supersoul, the omniscient witness in the cave-like hearts of all beings. Kindly remain manifest in my heart in such a way that you seem to be appearing directly in front of me, and in that way reveal to me the beauty of your entire form. So then Krishna said, Aho, liberation, residence in Vaikuntha, and eligibility to engage in Navada Bhakti are also exceedingly worthy and rare benedictions. Why not accept them as well? So Satyavrata Muni said, Kimanyai, of what use to me are all these other boons? Although these attainments are eagerly sought by others, they are of no use to me. That's pretty high. So Krishna is the essence of all bliss. If one attains him, then everything has been attained. However, the result of obtaining something as insignificant as liberation, instead of one's most cherished form, of Krishna is only intense sorrow. There's one kirtan, Radhika Charanarenu, or Radhika, what was that, Padapadma, where the whole song is all about the glory of attaining Sri Radhika's lotus feet. And that he doesn't want to see anybody who wants to do anything else. And if one has no attraction for this, then the person is wasting his life. So then he ends the song by saying, now I've told you all that's important. If you think of anything else but these words, then, you remember?
Yeah, it's I have briefly spoken advice by which you may dispel the sufferings of your heart. Contrary words will only lead to pain and sorrow.
Yeah, contrary words will only lead to pain and sorrow. So why don't you want to meet with Narayan? In this context, when Satyavrat Muni replies that he has no use for any of the benedictions, he means, I will only experience the greatest bliss if your Bal Gopal form manifests in my heart and not otherwise. See, so now Satyavrat Muni is going up the ladder, because this kirtan is not just sung in a half hour, but it's over many, many years. Okay, so here's a discussion about the relative benefits of seeing Krishna in the heart or face to face. This is from Bhagavatamrita. We find the statements of Sri Pipalayana Rishi. Therein he extensively discusses the glories of beholding Bhagavan within the heart, Antar Darshan. In the previous stanzas, the stage has been singing the glories of his Lord, yet this stanza is apparently a prayer. However, even this prayer is culminated in glorifying Sri Bhagavan. The sage's prayer for inner vision of Bhagavan shows that such a vision is the highest goal. So let's see what Srila Gurudev says about Srila Sanatana Goswami's commentary. Up till now, Sri Satyavrat Muni has been describing the sweet pastimes of Krishna, and specifically Vatsalya Ras. Consequently, his heart has been melting, and he is becoming fully absorbed in them. Krishna is not especially pleased with the prayers offered by Lord Brahma or the other demigods. On the other hand, if one sings about the pastimes of Krishna's devotees, and especially about the Brajpasis, then Krishna will not only be pleased, but he'll even be controlled by them. So then he prayed, O Damodar, your mother has so much affection and fondness for you. She's the very embodiment of boundless Vatsalya Ras. With profound motherly affection, she cares for you and nurtures you, considering you to be her dependent child. Once, when we at the Boston Temple heard that Prabhupada was going to New York, to that temple, we locked up the Boston Temple and came down to New York. And then a couple of us went to see Prabhupada, and I said, so we locked up the temple and we all came down. So Prabhupada said, what? You locked up the temple with the deity there? You should be like Mother Yasoda. If I don't feed Krishna, he'll die. Kindly ignore my offenses, my sins, my anarthas, my bad qualities, and just be pleased with me. Kindly just grant me your causeless mercy. It's as though Krishna, being pleased by him and his prayer, had asked the sage to accept his desired boons. And now the sage says, Varam deva moksham na moksham vadima. I don't want anything. I don't have any use for anything else. O Bhagavan, you are the original Lord of all lords, so he still has Aishwarya Bhav. Krishna still can't be controlled by him. You're the source of everything, so you're capable of granting any benediction. Nothing's impossible for you. I have no need for any other benediction. And it says, although liberation is the cherished attainment of one who has realized the temporary nature of material existence, I don't want it. Then Gurudev talks about the 5 kinds of mukti. What is that? To become a resident of the same planet, Vaikuntha, to have the same bodily features or similar bodily features. One is to live close to him. One is impersonal liberation. Is there any other that I missed? Sharasti, the same opulence. Sayuja, impersonalism. Sarupa, similar form. Samipya, being close by. And Saloka, living on the same planet. We should carefully consider the meaning of moksha vadim. Unlike Sayuja Mukti, which is impersonal liberation, the other 4 kinds are not entirely unfavorable to bhakti. Those who accept these 4 exist within the realm of Vaikuntha in 2 classifications. In one, it's called Swa Sukaisvaryotara Moksha. Means that I want Krishna's happiness, but I also want my own happiness. And opulence predominates. Whereas the other class, Prema Sevo Tura Moksha, one's longing to render service, that's the prominent. So those who long for Prema Sevo Tura Moksha never desire the inferior Swa Sukai Svaryotara Moksha. The example is the Kumaras. When the 4 Kumaras experienced the fragrance of the tulsi leaves that had been placed upon the lotus feet of Lord Narayan, they utterly abandoned their previous desires for impersonal liberation. They at once became Jnani Bhaktas. Remember the difference between a Jnani Bhakta and a Jnani? What?
A Jnani, not Bhakta, desires impersonal liberation. They are a Jnani. They are desiring impersonal liberation, and they are using speculative knowledge to achieve it. Whereas a Jnani Bhakta has full knowledge of the Lord and his opulences, like Sri Prahlad Maharaj. He does not think that the Lord needs any sort of service.
Good, because he's omniscient. He's everywhere. He's omnipotent. He's all-powerful. But the Shuddha Bhaktas have one pointed attachment for the loving service of Sri Krishna. They don't even want Prem Sevotra Moksha, when there's some tiny desire for one's own happiness. When Bhagavan offers such one-pointed devotees either of these classes of moksha, they'll never accept. Therefore, in Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord says, Diyamanam nagrananti vina matsevanam janaha. Pure devotee never accepts any kind of moksha, even if I personally offer it. And then we come to our beloved, who's that big demon? Ritrasura. Nanaka prestam nacha paramestam nasarvabhomam narasabdipatnam na yoga siddhir apunarvavamba samanjasatva virahaya kangshe. O ocean of good fortune, apart from serving your lotus feet, I do not wish for anything. I don't want to obtain the summit of heaven like Dhruvalok. I don't want the seat of power within the universe like Lord Brahma. I don't want sovereignty over the earth, nor of any planets from top to bottom to hell, which are flooding with sense enjoyment. I do not long for mastery over the yoga cities, like where you could stretch out to another planet and get a fruit. Nor even for the end of repeated birth and death. If I'm going to be separated from you. So Satyavrata Muni is saying, I don't even want, again, Navada Bhakti. And that really surprised Krishna. And then Krishna asks him, the ninefold system of devotional service has been abundantly praised in all scriptures, yet you don't want to accept even that. Then what's your desire? I only want to see Bal Gopal, and I want to have that in my heart. The form of Bal Gopal will only appear in one's heart as a result of prema bhakti. Remember that verse in the Brahma Samhita? Premanjana churito bhakti vilochanena. Yeah, it's a space on the second line. Yang Shama Sundaram. Yang Shama Sundara. Well, we forgot it. Okay. So, can your homework be to know that tomorrow? So their only desire, sadhaks who perform Shravanam Kirtanam, don't care if they go to heaven or hell. Their only desire is to cultivate prema bhakti under the guidance of tatvagya. What does tatvagya mean? Gya means what? Knower of tattva, and rasik. He knows all tattvas and he tastes all rasas. And therefore it is said, Tannama rupa charitadi sukirtananu smrityo krame rasanamana niyojya tistam braje tadanuragi jananugami kalam nayat akhyam it dupadeshasaram. So the essence of all upadesh, of all instructions, is to engage 24 hours a day in remembering and chanting Krishna's name, fame, form, pastimes by fully engaging the tongue and the mind, and to associate with the Krishna's associates who are living, who are actually in the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan, and also to serve their associates who act as sadhaks in the material world but are not. Like you take Rupa Manjari in Goloka Vrindavan and you take Rupa Goswami here, same person. So serving both. And Sri Uddhava said, Etak padam tanubrato bhuvi gopavadyo govinda eva nikalat mani rudha bhava panchanti yad bhava vivo monayo bayo bayam cha kim brahma janma bhirananta katarasasya. The young wives of the Gopas, embodied here on the earth, lead the topmost lives because they have Mahabhav, or full-blown selfless love for Govinda, the very soul of all. Their pure love is sought after by those great sages who fear repeated birth and death, as well as by us. What is the use of being born even as Brahma if one does not have any taste for hearing the nectarine descriptions of Sri Hari, means Sri Hari and the Gopis? Vritrasura has another prayer. Mamo tamala sloka jane susakyam sangsara chakre brahmatak swakarma bhi tvam mayayat matcha tadagrahe swa shakta chitasya nanata puyat. These are very, I think 4 or 5 very important verses by Vritrasura. Even though he's a demon, even though he's in the form of a demon, he's very, very advanced, pure devotee. That's a whole history, which is in the 6th canto of the Bhagavatam. O Master of my life, I'm not seeking liberation. I'm not concerned if I must repeatedly roam in this vicious cycle of birth and death as a result of my actions. However, wherever I go, and in whichever species I take birth, please grant me the loving friendship of your dear devotees. For in their association, I can cultivate prema bhakti. I only pray that I will not have to mingle with those who, bewildered by your illusory potency, are always attached to their bodies, their homes, their children, their families, and so on. So although the ninefold bhakti is so elevated, he has no desire for that. He just wants to associate with the pure devotees who will inspire him for prema bhakti. Because he has agreed, whereas Vaidhi bhakti is based on obedience to the scriptures and also fear that if I don't do this, I'll go to hell. So he doesn't want to be on that level because he already has agreed to associate only with pure devotees, Tatvagya and Rasik, who will help him cultivate prema bhakti. This is all about attraction. In Vaidhi bhakti, there's no affection or attraction. One may say he has it, but it's not true. Because it's based on, I have to do this. It's my duty, because I am part and parcel of Krishna. So, what is the nomenclature of devotion with attraction? Ragatmika Bhakti. What is the definition of Ragatmika? What is the definition of Rag? Ragatmika means that in my Atma I have Rag. Means unquenchable thirst for the object of love and full saturation in that object. Like if you take a white cloth and dip it in red dye, then it'll look kind of saffrony. If you dip it again, maybe it'll get a little darker. If you keep dipping it, wringing it out, dipping it again, when the cloth is completely red, like the dye, that's Rag. And there's a thirst, like you're thirsty, you have to have it. What's the topmost example of anurag, which is incessant, deep, loving attachment? Anurag. Anu means it just keeps going. Anu, 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 anu. It's without cessation. And then rag. That exists only in the hearts of the Vrijabasis. The devotee should meditate on the associates of the Lord. That's that verse, Tanama Rupa. Panama Rupa. What's the next word? Charitadi Sakirtananu. Yeah, to meditate on them and serve them in their form as sadhaks as well. Furthermore, he should remain absorbed in hearing, chanting, remembering how often? 24 hours a day. That's the essence of all instructions. Those who aspire for the mood of friendship should follow the footsteps of Sridham and Subal. Those who desire parental affection should follow Nanda and Yasoda. Those who hanker for conjugal love should follow Lalita, Vishaka, and so on. Thus, each devotee, according to his own mood, should immerse himself in the pastimes of Krishna and live in Braj. If it's not possible to live in Braj, then one should live there by mind. And there's 3 verses which define a person in Raganuga Bhakti who has greed for Ragamika Bhakti. Krishna smaram janam tyasa prestam nija samitam tatat kataratascha sau kuryadvasam vrje sada. A devotee should constantly remember Krishna along with the dearmost associates whom he chooses to follow, as above mentioned. What does it mean he chooses? Does that mean that you're created with a blank slate and then by association and good sanskars you develop a choice?
No.
What does it mean?
Does it mean that he's of his own free will and accord choosing to be with them and always hear from them?
Yeah, it's on his own accord. Nobody's forcing him. But still, he's making the choice. Is that what it means?
I'm asking you.
Oh. So, what he's choosing is what he has taste for. What he has taste for is the taste that Krishna put in his Atma at the time of creation. Like you become mad after that. When you've developed bhakti by the association of Sri Guru, Vaishnavas, sadhus. While permanently living in Braj, become attached to always hearing about them. That's what choice means. Seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chatrahi tadbhava lipsuna karya prajalokhanusaritaha. He who has developed greed. This is the Raganuga Bhakta, because he's developed greed for Ragatmika Bhakti. he should closely follow in the footsteps of the particular associates of Braj, whose moods he aspired for, which pretty much means the same thing as the previous verse.
Can I ask another quick question? So when we're saying that he chooses, it's I totally lost the thought. I'm sorry.
You lost it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
Okay. Under their guidance, he should engage in service both in his external form as a sadhak and internally with his perfected spiritual body. So here's something to help you with that. Because he realizes his internal form, he's doing Bhav Raganuga Sadhan. So because he can serve in his form as a sadhak, which is natural, but also internally with his perfected spiritual body. That means he's in Bhava Bhakti. So in Bhava Bhakti, your choice is what's in your soul.
He's finally developed the intelligence enough, the taste enough, that he won't pick the thing that's inferior, but for the rest of his manifest existence, he's always picked what's an inferior taste. So he's finally has the intelligence to choose what he actually wants in his heart.
Yeah, but what somebody else may consider his mood that he wants to follow may be inferior to somebody on a higher ras. Inferior, from a neutral point of view, they're all good, absolute. Does that help any?
Yeah.
So, if you want to live in Braj, Goloka Vrindavan, and you want to engage in the service of Radha and Krishna eternally, then what? Yari cheravasam prajabhuvi saragam pratipajanor yuvadandam tajchat paricharitamarat abhilase swarupam sri rupam saganamihatas sagrajamapi sputam premna nityam smaranamatadatvam shanamanaha. O mind, if you wish to live in the land of Braj, birth after birth, and you crave the chance to perform direct service to the eternally youthful divine couple in their parochial affairs, full of rag, then, my dear mind, listen to me. Realize deep love for Sarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, his elder brother Sanatana Goswami, and to all the associates of Mahaprabhu who are recipients of their mercy. Remember them for all eternity and offer your obeisances to them in adoration. It is thus clear that attaining Braj Bhakti is only possible by being under the guidance of the Brajbasis, like Swarup Damodar. But wait a minute, he's Lord Chaitanya's associates. But he's also who? Lalita Devi. This is the opinion of the Acharya. Which Acharya? Raghunath Das Goswami. I don't think I'm going to make it today. You want to end right there? Okay. So what does that mean? What? Oh, so the kitchen needs to be clean tonight, you're saying? Okay. All righty. No more questions? Okay. Shri Damodarastakam ki jai. Shri Satyavrat Muni ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Shri Sanatana Goswami ki jai. Shri Gurudeva ki jai. And everybody who's given us all these verses. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Yang Shama Sundaram Achinta Gunaswarupam.
I remember this other line.
What?
Shanta Sadaiva
Shanta Sadoiva Hridaye
Hridayeshu
Hridayeshu Vilokayantam. Okay. I didn't know I had these. Who gave me this? You? Can you let me know when you're giving it to me? Thanks. Oh, thank you. Wow, fantastic. Here, Vasanti. Here, Vasanti. Never mind. For the arty party? Great. Whoops.
Chande Arati Koshoba Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Koshoba Jana Vitatavane Jagamana Loba Nikate Advaita Shini Vasachatadaya Nikate Advaita Vasi Ache Gaura Chan Ratna Simhasane Kori Jamala Dulaila Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Koshaya Digaya karatala Baje karatala Mandura miadanga baje Paramarasala Bahukuti Chandajini Vadana Ujvala Kala Deshe Vanamala Korenjala Mala Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gadakada Makati Vinoda Deke Gaurara Sampada Takwa Bhakati Vinoda Deke Gaurara Sampada
Shishi Radhamabhari Ju ki jai, Shishi Gorni Tai ki jai, Om Vishnu Pad Shtoshata, Shishila Bhaktivedanta Van Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Om Vishnu Pad Shtoshata, Shishila Bhaktivedanta Shamarani Diri ki jai, Nitlila Prishta Om Vishnu Pad Shtoshata, Shishila Bhakti Vigam Bharati Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Nitlila Prishta Om Vishnu Pada Ashtotrishata Shishila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Nit Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotrishata Shishila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Nit Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotrishata Shishila Bhaktivedanta Sami Prabhupada ki jai, Nit Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotrishata Shishila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Nit Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotrishata Shishila Bhakti Santa Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai, Mahabhagavat Shila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai, Saptam Goswami Shila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai, Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai, Gaudiya Vedantacharya Shila Baladev Biju Bhushan Prabhu ki jai, Rasik Shiromani Shila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai, Shila Narottam Srinivas Shamanana Prabhu Traya ki jai, Shila Krishna Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Sad Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Shri Swarup Damodar Dayam Nandari Shri Goda Parshada Brinda ki jai, Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gauda Bhaktaprinda ki jai, Shri Ishvara Puripad Madhavendra Puripad ki jai, Shri Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Saraswat Sampradaya ki jai, Shri Antadweep Mayapur Samantadweep Kodalumadweep Madhyadeep Koladeep Richadeep Shanadeep Modadumadeep Rudradeep Makashnavadeep Dham ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Go Govardhan Dvadesh Makash Brajmanala Dham ki jai, Madhuvan Talavan Bahulavan Kamudavan Kamivan Kukilavan Bajvan Bandiravan Belvan Lovan Mahavan Gokul Brindavan ki jai, Ashtasakis ki jai, Shri Radhakun Shamakun Ganga Humanatala Bhakti Devi ki jai, Shrimati Brinda Devi ki jai, Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki jai, Shri Gopishwara Mahadev ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakraju ki jai, Shri Shetla Mandala ki jai, Sarva Vigna Vinashakari Shinna Shinga Bhagavan ki jai, Bhakta Pravada Shri Parad Maharaj ki jai, Chari Dham ki jai, Chari Sampradaya ki jai, Chari Acharya ki jai, Akadamatharaj Shri Chaitanya Mat ki jai, Shri Shikeshwar Gurimat Otat Shakamat Smuha ki jai, Sacred Vedic Arts Miami ki jai, Srila Grantaraj Shima Bhagavatam ki jai, Grantaraj Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Grantaraj Shima Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Bhaktivedanta Santi Maharaj ki jai, Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Maharaj ki jai, Shri Premananda Prabhu ki jai, Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai, Anantakoti Vaishnava Brinda ki jai, Srila Bhaktivedanta Sadhu Maharaj ki jai. What? Didi, is that the name of your guru? Okay, jai. Anantakoti Vaishnava Brinda ki jai, Samagata Bhakti Brinda ki jai, Shri Brajmanala Parikram ki jai, Chaturmas Vrat Palankuri Niyam Sevaks ki jai, Gaur Premanande. Krishna Bhakti Radhe Devi Satyavate Namo Namaha Vanchakalpa Tirvyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo